What if the sun didn't explode, didn't fade, but was blocked so completely that day and night became the same thing? What kind of event can turn an entire planet into a cold, silent silhouette? You're about to see the scenario that scientists call one of the most catastrophic climate shocks imaginable: nuclear winter. Welcome to the nightmare scientists hope we never see, a phenomenon known as nuclear winter. But forget the politics. Forget the nations. This is the physics of a world plunged into artificial night. Imagine enormous columns of soot rising into the atmosphere, not drifting, but climbing, carried by heat into the stratosphere. Up there, they don't wash out with rain. They linger. They spread. They wrap the planet in a shroud of black aerosol. Sunlight? Blocked. Temperature? Collapsing. Weather patterns? Distorted like a broken compass. It's not a storm. It's not a season. It's a planetary blackout. Every minute brings new questions. How cold will it get? How long will it last? What does a world without sun become? And the most chilling twist: the sky doesn't glow orange or red. It turns a flat, indifferent gray, like a light switch stuck half off. Let's step into the first day. Hour 1. The cold hits like a falling elevator. Temperatures plunge 10, 20, 30 degrees. People rush indoors, expecting the lights to save them. But power grids strain. Some lights flicker, some die. Hour 4. Roads freeze, not gradually, but in sudden sheets of black ice. Cars are abandoned mid-lane, their engines unable to warm. Communities fall into stunned quiet. No one knows if this darkness will last minutes or weeks. Hour 12. The world loses its routine. No sunrise, no shadows, no sense of time. Circadian rhythms crack. People feel exhausted, yet wide awake. Every sound feels amplified. A creaking pipe. A distant thump. The hiss of cold air sliding under doors. Hour 18. Animals vanish from sight. Pets huddle close. Wild birds stop singing. In the forests, predators and prey freeze in an uneasy truce, neither able to navigate a perpetual night. Hour 24. The realization settles in. This isn't a blackout. It's the beginning of a new era. After 7 days, the world barely resembles itself. Daylight becomes a rumor. No dawn glow on the horizon, no warmth pressing through windows, just an eternal twilight, unmoving, unchanging. Frozen fields stretch like glass plates. The ground is hard as concrete. Agriculture halts, not from lack of effort, but from lack of sunlight. Power grids tremble. Fuel becomes precious. Engines struggle to start in the brittle cold. Empty streets echo with the occasional crunch of ash underfoot. Buildings groan as frost pushes into cracks, expanding metal, bending beams. Wildlife thins. Insects disappear almost entirely. Forests stand silent. Tall silhouettes against a sky the color of wet cement. People begin marking time not by hours, but by the dim changes in cloud texture. A new question creeps into every whisper. Is the sun still up there? Or is it gone forever? Months pass. The planet settles into its new identity. Average temperatures drop below freezing everywhere, even in once warm regions. Oceans cool. Currents shift. Storms reorganize into unfamiliar patterns. Ecosystems begin to unravel, not violently, but quietly. Plants weaken. Trees shed leaves and never regrow them. The world looks colorless, like an old photograph drained of life. Cities turn ghostly. Snow drifts of ash pile against doors and windows. Skyscrapers fade into the darkness, their outlines barely visible. The atmosphere carries a faint metallic scent, a reminder that the sky has changed. The planet enters a long, dim endurance test. Some days, the twilight brightens by a fraction. Other days, it collapses into complete black. A global question hangs heavy. How long can a world survive without the sun's steady hand? But the most haunting chapter isn't the cold. It's the people living inside it. Sleep becomes chaotic. Without sunrise or sunset, humans drift in and out of rest without pattern. Fatigue becomes constant, a deep ache behind the eyes. Memories of sunlight feel distant, almost mythical. People describe phantom warmth, like a sunbeam that isn't there. Psychologists call it sun hunger, a craving not for heat, but for clarity. The way landscapes used to glow, the way colors used to feel, the way time used to make sense. Communities huddle together more, seeking warmth, seeking normalcy, seeking something to anchor them. But the world outside the door feels alien. The crunch of ash, the stillness of trees, the endless cold pressing against walls. People develop new rituals, lighting candles at the same hour each day, even though the hour means nothing. Marking calendars despite having no sunrise to measure. Sharing stories of before, not to mourn, but to remember reality. The greatest emotional battle becomes hope, not losing it, not letting it dim like the horizon. Because in a world where the sun hides for months, humans fight to keep an inner light alive. A nuclear winter is not a world on fire, but a world in shadow. It is the slow, creeping transformation of a bright planet into a dim, muted sphere, struggling to breathe. If the sun vanished, even for a year, life would bend, break, and reshape in ways we can hardly imagine. The cold is survivable. The darkness is survivable. But the silence, the loss of rhythm, the unending twilight, those are the true challenges. And in the end, one truth remains. In a world without sunlight, darkness doesn't fall. It stays.